Some.
Just behind me, I did switch out the black chair. I moved that up to the stairs, and then I got a coffee table. It's vintage. I also thrifted it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to take this. So she's here with us now, and I think she's so beautiful. Good enough. I guess I could do a little more, put a little more effort. I'm holding my tiny little architecture model while it dries. I thrifted this mirror last week, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, absolutely yes, you're coming home with me. So here she is, and I ended up moving this black chair that's behind the mirror from the living room to this little space here, which we do have an upstairs, but we don't really use it because it gets really hot. There's 3 skylights there. We are trying to do something with the space so that we can use it, but anyways, that's why I have things here. But so I got this mirror. I'm planning to hang it up right here on this wall. There is a window, as you can see right there, and I think it'll make the space a little brighter because this is a north facing window here, and then so it's a little dim during the day. Anyways, I also got this Boston fern. I got her from Facebook Marketplace. This is it for today. Very oversized and comfy. Good morning. You can actually see me. Maybe that's better. I'm on my way to work. It is a very chilly morning. It is 33 right now. I have a few minutes before class, so I figured I'd come out here and talk to you guys a little bit. I am getting ready to go into my 3rd year of school, and I'm transferring to a university from where I am now. And part of the application process to get into the university is to explain why there's a gap in education. As an older student, you know, they want to know, like, what have you done with your life in the meantime while you've been out of school? And so I've been thinking about that a lot lately, the last few days, just to reflect on my life so far and the things that I've chosen to do and not do. And so I was talking to Justin about this, and my last year before my gap was 2016, and then I had a gap until 2020. And so those 4 years, I did move to Miami. I didn't know anyone in Miami, and I just wanted to move to have a fresh start, basically. There was a lot going on in my family and in my personal relationships, and I thought moving to Miami, it sounded, living by the beach, it would just be fun. And honestly, I wouldn't trade those years if I had to go back and choose. I made lots of lifetime friends that I'm still friends with today, and I don't live in Miami anymore. Friends that will come and visit me where I live now, which is far, far away. I, for the first time, was in a place where I knew no one, and I basically had to do everything on my own, find where I was living on my own, pay all my bills on my own, which I had done before, but I had roommates throughout the way, friends, and so, or I lived closer to friends, and so it wasn't as difficult to live on my own. But I did all of that on my own in Miami. I figured out, how to survive being in a new place and getting a job. Just those years were really fun. I did move back to Atlanta, which is where I grew up, in 2018. Or I'm sorry, I moved back in 2017. So I only spent a year in Miami, and then I moved back to Atlanta. And unfortunately, my time in Atlanta was not a pleasant one. And so I decided to leave Atlanta and move to where I am now in 2018. So I spent about a year in Atlanta before I realized I needed to actually just leave again and start over again. The reasons I had returned to Atlanta were just not sustainable. My parents did go through a divorce when I was a young adult, and part of me moving back to Atlanta was to move back in with my dad and kind of save some money and get situated to go back to school and find my apartment. He had remarried, and so I was not able to stay with him. I never even stayed, really. I got there at probably midnight, and they never let me in the house, basically. So I had to sleep in my car for a few days until I could figure something out. And so there was just a lot going on in that time period with family and mental health and just a lot happening. It was a dark period in my life. And then I did decide ultimately to move away once again. And this time it was a permanent move away. I have no intentions of returning to Atlanta just because it holds so many hard memories for me. So I don't plan on returning. I'm very happy where I am now. Yeah, so I'm thinking what of this am I supposed to include, in my application? I'm a Cancer. We're emotional. What have I done in the 4 years I was out of school? Before I start crying, I better go to class. about to go in and get my hair cut because I got it cut in July. But look at my work badge. I don't know if you can see. Look at my work badge and look how crooked that hair is. And that was like $150 haircut, or 120 to 130. Anyways, it was not so cheap, you know. So I'm gonna try a new place today and see how it goes. And then if I have time, I might stop into this antique store across the street. We'll see. Hi. It's been a few days since I came on here to talk to you guys, and I figured I'd come on here before I end the video and just talk about I guess where my mind is now. I know that, you know, I know that I had a gap of 4 years, and before that I was in school, but I feel like I really didn't even know what I was doing then or wanted then. I think as someone who enjoys a lot of different like things, or feels like a creative person, it's hard to make a choice of what you want to do with the rest of your life. And I growing up, we really didn't have a lot of discussion about education, besides like it's important. But my mom and my dad both didn't finish school. My mom dropped out of high school her senior year, and my dad, I think went to 4th grade, and then that was it. His family owned a farm, so they didn't really have like an importance for him to continue school. They both immigrated here, my dad in the 80s and my mom in the 90s. And so yeah, growing up, education just wasn't on like the forefront of our conversations. You know, everyone else at school had plans of moving on, going to university. And so I kind of also just went along, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I did change my major quite a bit. I started in biology, and then I switched to sociology, and then I switched to environmental science. And then I ended up doing 2 years of engineering, and that's what I work in now. And I decided while I was in engineering, working with architects and that sort of field, that I was interested more in design. I've always been interested in design, but I just never felt that I could actually do it. Like, I've been on my own since I was 17, so a lot of the decisions I've made are just it's hard to be a 17-year-old and be in charge of yourself and all of your decisions, and it's hard to not have like someone guiding you. So it took a long time for me to come to the conclusion that I could do something that I actually love doing already. So And in my gap, I did do lots of things, but they're mostly like life related. You know, I learned how to do a lot of things. I also spent time traveling. I lived in Tennessee for a little bit, Atlanta, Florida, and in that time I found different hobbies that I enjoy. So hiking, volunteering at like garden centers, like community gardens. I fostered Great Danes. I fostered kittens. There's just so much that I did in life that I just have to go back and kind of analyze, like, oh yeah, you were doing a lot of new things, experiencing new parts of life that didn't revolve around education, but that kind of led to evolving myself and knowing what I want to do with my life, basically. So it just took a little while to get to the point where I knew what I want to do, but I think that's just, you know, life is just not linear, and for me it's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of personal growth instead of having spent time in education. So yeah, better late than never. But anyways, if you enjoyed watching this weekly vlog, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting once a week, and it really helps out if you like and comment as well. And let me know what you think, what you'd like to see. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope that the fall colors stick around for everyone to enjoy. And I hope all of you guys are good. See you next time.